Line up, you f***ing nerds. Who wants a shot at the champ?
They bring the heat.
Francis Ngannou is the hardest puncher in the history of fighting.
They bring the knowledge.
If you think this fight is going 5 rounds, you are out of your mind.
They bring you the picks.
The dog is getting it done in this one.
We deliver every single week. We're bringing the heat, ladies and gentlemen.
The money line.
Don't miss it on the MMA Experts channel each week. The Money Line. We are live talking UFC Macau. Going to be a card for the early birds or the night owls if you're in America. Starts at 3 a.m. Eastern time, and the main card's at 6 a.m. Eastern time. So going to be a very, very early or late day of streaming. I'm planning on messing with my sleep schedule here in the next few days and getting on Macau time. So should be pretty fun, man. I'll be live for the whole thing, talking to the Finch man about the card. What's up, Finch? What's going on, buddy?
So that should be midnight for me, 3 p.m.,
Midnight.
3 a.m. So
Yeah.
midnight. That's perfect. I wake up. That's right when I get out of bed. I fucking rub the crust out of my eyes.
Well, no. So for you, the card's starting at what, 12 a.m. though? Because you're 3 hours
Midnight.
behind. Midnight. You're just waking up at midnight, though?
Yeah, I'm fucking around. I'm saying I'm a night owl. That's what I'm saying. That's
Okay. I thought
That's
you were saying
perfect.
you wake up at midnight. What are you on that fucking night owl schedule?
Yeah, I'm a fucking vampire, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know what's
I gotta
wrong with
stay
me.
late.
And I thought it would adjust. I went to Europe and I figured, okay, when I come back, I'm going to start waking up early. My wife's mom, she's like, yeah, now you can wake up early. That's what I was doing in Europe. Psych! We're back to the degenerate schedule. Who's with me?
You know what, Finch? I don't know why I fall into it too, and I try sometimes to pull it back, but like I don't know. I'm not a 6 a.m. riser. I think you can be successful at any time that you rise as long as you're getting your shit done. I don't think you have to be a 4:30 a.m. grinder. Certain people do.
Benjamin Franklin said, early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. Unless you're me, I run it my own way, AJ.
Listen, you know what? Benjamin Franklin, what was that, 250 years ago?
Can you still hear me? Because it looks like my fucking laptop just went out.
I can hear you. I just got a Mike Finch show logo on the screen.
What the fuck just happened? Bro, my laptop just had a heart attack. Hang on.
That's crazy. Holy shit.
All right, we're going to figure this out.
We got hidden Mike Finch in the house.
What the
There we
fuck?
go.
Am I back?
What laptop you running with, bro?
Yeah, because I know you upgrading your shit.
Yeah.
Huh? I got a Dell XPS.
That's a good laptop, though. That shouldn't give you issues. That's a good laptop.
I know.
It's
I don't
good.
know what's going on. I'm
No, I
back,
know.
right?
Yes, it's good.
We're all okay, cool.
Good.
Yes, sir. Yes. I don't know what we're talking about, but bro, I want to talk about Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul.
I know you do.
Because I have to come here and I have to roast anybody who was telling me that 58-year-old Mike Tyson had any business in a boxing ring, much less boxing a 27-year-old kid in his prime. Jake Paul did not look good. Did make no mistake. That's not what I'm saying. But I don't know how many delusional people out there were jumping on Mike Tyson as a 2-1 dog. This was the easiest bet of the year. I told all you guys on this show before. I've said it on my Most Confident Picks show. I said it in my premium channel when I dropped the fucking bet. It was the bonus lock of the week. I met Mike Tyson last year. I smoked a joint with Iron Mike Tyson, the fucking legend, the man. Cool. I said, what's up, Mike? He said, who's this guy? I'm like, Mike, I'm just a big fan. I brought a gift for you. These are Jeters. He's like, are these yours? I'm like, no, those are, I don't own Jeters, right? That would be nice. That would be nice. Mike owns weed, Tyson 2.0. But so he opens it up right there in King's MMA, pulls it out, puts the joint in his mouth, lights it up. Literally smoking marijuana with Mike Tyson. A fucking amazing memory in my whole life. Like what a legend, what a nice guy, what a good dude. But AJ, I saw the shoes he was wearing. They were orthopedic like shoes for like old people, you know? His toes are gnarled and fucked up. His knees are fucked up. I mean, you want to talk about miles? Mike Tyson's got 450,000 miles on that thing. You know what I mean? That is a lot of miles on a body. And, I can't believe some people who kept saying that it's a no contest. Mike Tyson's going to walk out there and knock him out. I mean, it's just absurd. And then if you start looking at the details, AJ, anybody who did their homework, I guess only me. No, there were plenty of people who bet on Jake Paul, but it was 14-ounce gloves. Who does that favor?
Jake.
Not the power puncher.
Yeah.
There were 14 ounces. Those are sparring gloves. I spar in 14s and 16s. That's what I spar in.
That's
Unless
smart.
you go to Ben Rothwell's and then he makes you put on 18s. It was 2-minute rounds instead of 3-minute rounds. It was 8 rounds instead of 10. I mean, everything was designed because Mike Tyson's an old man and this is not a normal fight. So, shout out to anybody who grabbed Jake Paul because of the 14-ounce gloves and the shortened rounds and the shortened time. I did specifically also jump on Jake Paul decision, Jake Paul via points, which was plus money. So I made a bunch of money over the weekend. It wasn't because of the UFC card. The UFC card threw a couple monkey wrenches my way. But the Tyson Paul fight, one of the easiest bets of the year. Shout out to everybody who jumped on it.
I think, I'm going to talk more about what took place in the fight as far as just the bet inside what I watched. I witnessed Mike Tyson in the first 2 rounds look pretty great. Like at 58, I don't think there's many men walking on this earth that can box like him at 58 years old. But we saw him slow down in round 3 and pretty much keep, I don't want to say pace to survive to the final bell, but kind of more of a survivor's pace. He didn't really go crazy with too many big combinations after round 2. He was unable to really chase Jake Paul. I mean, he tried chasing him, but he couldn't really cut off the ring. What I feel like Mike Tyson lacked in the fight wasn't really like his ability to slip and throw shots when you're right in front of him. He could still like slip and throw decent for a guy, especially at 58, but he didn't really have the feet anymore. That's what I really thought was gone. It's like he can't move. He was like stuck in the mud, right? At 58, we saw him walking up the ramp. I don't know if you noticed this. I noticed he like slightly tripped a little bit as he's walking up for the walkout, right? And I think in the way
it was probably one of the 4 times my fucking stream crashed.
Yeah, Netflix was a problem. They need to
get
that figured out.
I didn't see Mike Tyson's walkout. My stream was down for real.
Dude, for most people, it was down. I saw it all over Twitter. There's a lot of problems. But regardless, Mike Tyson is definitely a gangster for going in there at 58 years old and giving it hell. If you put him in there against another 58, 60-year-old, I think he can win. Not saying that I want to see it, but if you had to objectively look at it,
league.
That's it. Legends only. I think that Jake Paul was in the first round wary of the power, and he got hit hard early, and he was like, okay.
Wary. He was running. He was like,
yo.
He was fucking.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I think the way that he was fighting,
from me.
He was like, he's like, listen, he knew Mike could still hit. And he hit Mike with some decent punches, but Tyson rolled with him and ate him pretty well. Tyson could still eat a big shot, but yeah, Jake Paul is, half his age and less than half his age, really. He's a lot more mobile. He's a pro boxer. He won, 6 out of the 8 rounds. He takes the final 6, wins the fight, doesn't knock him out. Did he try to knock Mike Tyson out? I don't know. It's hard to say. He hit him with some big shots, though, so I thought to myself, if Tyson would have went down from these, I mean, it would have been a clean knockout, but Tyson was able to eat him. I don't know if it was Jake being wary of the power of Tyson still, so he didn't go crazy for it, or was it more, the agreement was carry it. Let's do 8 rounds. Let's spar. Let's have a good spar. I'm going to spar with Mike Tyson. I'll hit him with some big shots. It'll be, an intense sparring session, but I'm not going to absolutely put it on. Because at times, like, Tyson's just biting his gloves and standing there. That was weird. I know he's got a biting fixation, but the way
Mauro Ranallo was 100% on point. He always does that. Okay, I have to make a hard disagreement here. You sort of said it, but I think a lot of people in the comments are just saying it outright. You're like, they kind of decided to spar or whatever, and then a lot of people in the comments are just saying it was scripted. No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't. And if you think that was a fake fight, you are a silly person, okay? You don't know what it looks like when a 58-year-old Mike Tyson with 2 bad knees, 2 bad feet, bad back, surgeries, damn near died 6 months ago or whatever. I mean, that's what it looks like. The man's got no more wheels. And, Jake Paul it looked like maybe Jake Paul did decide to not knock him out in the last couple rounds there. Maybe out of respect. I don't know. It didn't look like Jake. Make no mistake, Jake did not look good. This is the worst I've seen Jake Paul look. First off, he was running like a bitch in the beginning. Can we just say it like it is? Go out there and fight him, bro. You got Mike Tyson in front of you. He's 58. Can we at least see you go toe-to-toe for one round before Mike gasses out? Nah, he ran away, kept him at big-time karate range, hit him with some jabs. Mike even clipped him with a left hook. But he just let Mike get a little tired and then started fighting. And Jake's boxing does not look crisp, man. He looked worse than he did against Tommy Fury or, all these knockouts. Not all of them, but, generally you want to see somebody at that stage getting better every fight. He didn't look like that. He looked like he fought very strategically against Mike, completely avoid him in the first 2 rounds, and then, start to engage. But that being said, it has to be said out loud. That was not a fake fight. Mike Tyson would have preferred to win by knockout. He was not capable of doing that. And especially after he got a little bit tired. So that's just, it looks that ugly because that's what you got. It's a 58-year-old guy with a lot of injuries. Respect to Rafael Cordeiro. Respect to Mike Tyson. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm trying to tell you what I saw.
Respect. Michael Bowman, thank you for $20. Jake showed respect post-fight. I hated to hear Mike say he wants another fight. How can any commission license him? They need to be fired. Happy Turkey Day to you both. Hey, Michael Bowman, happy Thanksgiving, my man. Thank you for the $20. I like that Jake was respectful post-fight. I mean, he's always liked Mike Tyson, and Tyson's always been very, pro Jake Paul. So it was not any real beef I felt coming into it. It got intense, and maybe Tyson slapped him, but I don't know. These guys, they get along. I can see Mike Tyson and Jake Paul not actually clashing in the way that their personalities are. But with Logan Paul, that was interesting. You remember after the fight, Mike Tyson, oh yeah, maybe I'll fight his brother. Then the mic gets passed to Logan. He's like, what motherfucker, Mike, I'll kill you, I thought that was funny, man. Jake Paul was definitely like trying to, keep it calm and not talk too much shit post-fight. But
Mike should have retired. It was the right. Is this your last fight? Ariel says. It's like, yeah, bro. That's
how much money did he make, though? How much money did he make?
Oh, stupid money. More money than I'll ever make in my life.
Why not do it again?
Hopefully I get those bucks, but
I hope you do. I think
Jake showed respect post-fight 100%. Yeah. I hate to hear Mike say he wants another fight. I agree with you 100%. How any commission would license him, they need to be fired. Michael Bowman, you're talking to a man with some libertarian leanings. I must say, it's a free country. I feel like if you want to get into a fight, Michael Bowman, I can't tell you that you legally can't. Or at least I shouldn't be able to tell you legally can't, Mike Bowman. Mike Bowman, if you want to scrap with somebody, if you and Joe Biden want to throw down, okay, I think it's up to you and Joe to decide that. And if you both are agreeing, consenting adults, knock yourself out.
I like that. Michael Bowman will get it done in one with let's go, baby.
Bowman via knockout. All right. Minus 500 at least. Happy Thanksgiving, Mike. Thank you.
I think that Mike Tyson doing one more wouldn't surprise me at this rate. And for Jake Paul, it's weird, though, because you know who called him out? Artur Beterbiev went to Twitter and made a legit call out of him. And then Jake Paul after is like, oh, I'm the biggest thing in boxing. I got, the champions calling me out. And then Beterbiev doubled down. He said, so is that a yes or a no? Jake Paul did not touch it. He didn't like it. He didn't say nothing. He doesn't want to fight Artur Beterbiev. Come on, man. You get killed in that fight.
He would get killed. AJ, he didn't look good, right? I mean, I thought Jake had a really
good
bad
on
night.
What scale, Finch? Though good on what scale? What scale are we talking good? Good as being a contender to fight against high-level guys, or good to beat like KSI or like some cans? Like did he look like a mid-tier? Like he knows how to box? He knew how to box. Did he look like he's gonna be ready to go against any of the elite guys in the next couple of years? No, I don't think so. But I'll watch it if he does.
I don't even look at it that drastic. All I'm saying is I want to see improvements. Like every time you come out, I want to see you improve a little bit. That's what you're looking for. I didn't see it. Looked like a regression. That's all I'm saying.
Interesting.
Of course, he's better than the bums and worse than the champions. Of course.
Yeah, he's I think a mid-level boxer. I think if he decides to take on somebody that's, in the top 30, maybe he would have a chance against some of them. And then if you start moving him up, I think he'd struggle. But I want to see Jake Paul fight a real boxer eventually. I know he did with Tommy Fury. And to be fair, it was a close enough decision. And Fury's one of those mid-tier guys. You know who Fury's fighting, bro? Darren Till is fighting Tommy Fury. That fight got booked over the weekend.
What?
Boxing.
You serious?
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's interesting.
Whoa. Oh man, Tommy
If
Fury.
Darren Till wins, though,
Darren Till.
If Darren Till won that fight, he's in the conversation to fight Paul too. Then because it's
he already was. Yeah, sure. I guess that's a decent fight, but probably gonna get tuned up by Tommy Fury.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Yeah, I've never been like super like, man, Darren Till's boxing. You know,
it's okay.
It's okay.
He's you know what he is? He's a talented individual, but I don't think he's a disciplined athlete. He's a talented fighter. You know, but he's not. He doesn't have a discipline of a high level guy. That's why he's not in the UFC anymore. That's why he's doing boxing and he's doing celebrity fights.
Hopefully he fucking cashes out. Good for Darren Till, man.
Yeah.
I played my wife that clip of him saying that he's like my pregnant girlfriend's back at home. I don't care. Remember? You know, my mom hasn't seen me in 6 months. I don't care. I mean, I don't know what the exact ones were, but my wife's like, wow, what a douchebag. You know, like, oh, yeah, well.
That's Darren Till, man.
I get the mindset. I get what he's talking about.
Yeah. I mean, at that time he had the gorilla mentality. Now I don't think so.
He was all in, you know?
Yeah. Well, listen, bro, I want to talk Jones Miocic real quick.
Let's go. Congrats to John Jones. I know you motherfuckers going to be on me for picking Steve.
They're going to be on you.
Congrats to John Jones, man. Nice takedowns. The spinning back kick to the body was ridiculous. He still don't want Tom Aspinall. You saw him not call out Tom, but I like that he gave the belt to Trump. The Trump walkout was ridiculous.
That was crazy.
The posse, bro.
That
Trump, Elon Musk, RFK. I mean, just sick. He had the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson. Fucking, I mean, it was just the Trump and his posse thing is ridiculous.
Yeah, he had Tulsi Gabbard with him too.
Tulsi Gabbard.
Yeah,
Tulsi really likes the fights. Did you see the video I posted on my Instagram?
I did. I remember
when
that.
I met her in Hawaii. She's like shouted out Yancy Medeiros.
Yeah. OG.
Tulsi Gabbard's a real fan.
Into it. Yeah. I thought it was cool, man. I thought it was cool to have the president-elect there. I thought the aura was pretty dope. Like, I don't know. It's very cool to me to have the president being pro-UFC. I think that's just better for maybe a Hamzat Chimaev getting a visa. It's better for, getting him in America, which sets up a big fight. And I don't know. I think it's cool. Ultimately, John Jones, I thought that he looked pretty good. I know that a lot of people are going to say he looked slow. He looked like shit. Well, from the opponent that he was faced with in Miocic, he showed a clear striking advantage. He was a lot faster. He got hit a few times by Stipe, but Stipe did not have the ability to connect much. It's like he didn't have speed on him. He seemed to be slower than ever before. And Jones got touched a couple times, but like something that I realized, and I think Jones realized it, is like Stipe doesn't have crack anymore. He don't have, I know last thing to go is power, but like John Jones did not fear Stipe's power after
John Jones has got crack. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, dog?
Bro, holy shit. John Jones showed punching power, though. He's rocking Stipe Miocic on the feet. He's outboxing him. He jabbed his face off, rocked him with a right hand.
Jab looked nice.
Destroyed the damn legs with the oblique kicks. Like, John Jones showed a very high-level game still, and I really want to see the Tom Aspinall fight. And I understand the masses will say he's still ducking. And I think that he's ducking, but he's playing a game. I actually feel as though there's a lot more going on. I think John Jones wants to flip it so that this fight is so wanted by fans because Jones is a duck, this and that. He can maximize his ability to cash on the matchup. I'll tell you this. After the fight,
smart, bro.
You don't think he's that smart? He's negotiated how long with the UFC?
No, this is the guy who fucking cried in front of the media when they fucking did the steroids
He's
thing.
older
This
now.
is the guy who fucking he wants more money, but AJ, if you wanted more money, guess what you got to do? Cut a fucking promo in the cage. He could have said Tom Aspinall's name and called him out. He didn't do that.
I think it makes it a fight the UFC will beg him to take. And now he's going to have the high ground in negotiation. Because let's be honest, ask the chat. Who in chat doesn't want to see John Jones, Tom Aspinall? Every fan right now.
Who doesn't want to see John Jones, Poatan?
I think personally, the Aspinall fight has to be first. You give me the Poatan fight, I'm going to be thinking about Tom Aspinall the whole time.
Just straight fact. Just straight facts. I think that I was just going the gay route with that. Just straight facts. I think you got to say Dana White said that he does not want to do Jones versus Pereira. He does not want to do that fight. He straight up said he thinks Jones is going to beat Pereira, which I don't agree with, but there's a pathway, obviously, the takedowns. And so he wants to do Tom Aspinall and John Jones, which I think me and John Jones both see as a death sentence for John Jones. So he's he's in an interesting spot.
I don't know if it's a death sentence, man. I think on the feet, Aspinall's got the power edge for sure. Speed edge, yes. Kicking favors Jones. Clinch work favors Jones. Where I wonder is going to be if it hits the ground. If John Jones can take Tom Aspinall down, as good as Aspinall's jiu-jitsu has looked, I have a hard time believing he can deal with John Jones's top pressure. But it's about
really fun. That's actually really fun. Cool. Full guard, feet crossed, John Jones on top, who's got nasty elbows, nice ground and pound, and then a real jiu-jitsu black belt who's got legit offense, like a Tom Aspinall. That'd be fun to see. Especially now that John's training with Gordon Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
That's the fight. I like the fight.
That's the fight. I want to see it too. They're going to make it. They're going to make it. Trust. The Pereira fight can happen afterwards. If Pereira beats Ankalaev, Jones beat Aspinall. Let's just think about the scenarios. If now both have solidified themselves as champions, is that not even bigger after the fact? Like if they make it now, all of us pundits are going to be sitting on the sideline saying, oh, but Pereira's ducking Ankalaev and Jones ducking Aspinall. But if they face off against their rightful foes and win, I think then that fight is more massive. That's the biggest fight ever. It's the most high-level fight ever. That's like the biggest fight ever in UFC history. Aspinall-Jones is one of the biggest fights ever. I think Ankalaev and Pereira is definitely a massive light heavyweight fight. Now, if Pereira were to win and Jones were to lose to Aspinall, Pereira will still go up and fight Aspinall. Worst case scenario, Ankalaev and Aspinall win, or even if Jones beats Aspinall and then Ankalaev wins. If Aspinall wins the fight, there's still a massive fight looming if Pereira wins. But then, you know, if ultimately Pereira ends up taking an L, it puts us in a bad spot because I don't think Ankalaev's getting a double champ chance.
I mean, we'll see. Shout out to Wise. John Jones fight IQ is on 1,000. No question, man. He knows how to like smell blood in the water, you know? He's a fighter. I'm literally looking at him right now. Got my fucking.
That's a legendary poster.
Got the fucking poster right. It's all like fucked up. Those in my car.
No, it's still cool.
I get every poster because UFC gym. Shout out to UFC Gym Huntington Beach. Come train with me for Alta. We're fighting UFC Gym Costa Mesa, signing people up for an MMA event. Laura Sanko's going to come do commentary with your boy on it. Did I just give that away?
Yeah.
Oh, I just gave that away right now. I was going to surprise you guys with that. Me and Laura Sanko are doing commentary on Alta for the event that we have against Cub Swanson's gym. So come sign up. And
Mike Finch, how can we get you in with Laura Sanko? Maybe we'll get you doing a road to UFC commentary. Can maybe we, you know, get her to put a word in? Because I would like to see you on the road to UFC commentary table to build you.
Thank you. I would love that. Yeah, I'll talk to her. I'll let her know. Hey, my buddy AJ. He says me and you should do road to UFC.
I think you guys should. Listen, it's only good things for both of us if that happens, bro. So I would love to see it.
Yeah, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hey, man, if ain't nobody else gonna do it, I got to do it. All right.
That's it.
Yeah. I very much so am looking forward to the Alta thing. It's really cool because everybody who's competing has never fought before. So it's everybody's first amateur fight. It's just a unique thing. It used to be called Wimp to Warrior. You remember that?
No, I don't. I don't know what that is.
So Wimp to Warrior was Kavanagh's thing and Conor McGregor's coach. AJ knew that, but for everybody else, everybody knows that, huh? He's like the most famous fucking coach, and he's got one fighter.
Yeah,
you know,
he's got Johnny Walker. Lobov. He's got Johnny Walker.
He didn't raise Johnny Walker up, dog. True. Johnny Walker's fucking trained in Brazil. And they made this thing, you know, a Wimp to Warrior. You start having no experience, you jump in off the couch type of thing. And that was probably too dismissive, right? Wimp to Warrior, it's kind of disrespectful. So they went to Alta. It's gonna be really cool. If you want to sign up and represent my gym, UFC Gym Huntington Beach, jump in, hit the DMs, hit me up.
Let's go. Shout out to anybody in Cali that wants to go out there with the Finch, man. That'd be pretty dope. Listen, John Jones wins the fight. I was happy to see it. I think the Aspinall fight will happen, but that is a conversation for another stream and another day, as we'll keep on digging into that situation. Now, the fight before, Charlie O gets it done against Michael Chandler. I think I'll be hard-pressed and say it here. I think Michael Chandler is one of the dirtiest fighters in UFC history, man. So many behind the head shots.
We just talked about John Jones. What are you talking about?
No, this is the Chandler. It's just it supersedes it. Chandler with these behind the head shots. Listen, bro, behind the head shots terrify me because the Pritchard Colon situation that happened in boxing. Pritchard Colon was a promising prospect. I remember when he was on the come up. I was big into boxing at the time. Dude literally is now a disabled human because of back of the head shots that were uncalled by the referee. And, you know, with friggin' 4-ounce gloves in MMA, I think that it's even worse, right? The potential of serious long-term damage could be life-changing and potentially even fatal. So I do believe that, yes, Chandler is at fault for hitting the back of the head and being reckless. Ultimately, Keith Peterson was the official standing there. And not only did these back of the head shots happen, there was no warnings. In the first round, he actually also landed back of the head shots from the bottom, not as significant of punches as when he rocked Charles Oliveira in round 5 and he attacked him and hit him with like 7 behind the head shots without a warning from Keith Peterson. If you are a UFC referee first and foremost, but now a championship main event referee, and I don't hear one warning when there are not one, but several shots to the back of the head, I think you are incompetent and should be removed from that position immediately. I think Keith Peterson right now, if I am part of athletic commissions overseeing all of these American events, are going to be very wary of putting Keith Peterson back in a high-level spot. I don't want to see him reffing UFC fights right now because like the danger for Charles Oliveira goes from I'm fighting Michael Chandler, that's dangerous, to now he's hitting me in the back of the head and not getting warned. I just think that that could lead to something tragic. Thankfully, nothing happened, and I don't want anything bad to happen. But the fact that there's a possibility of how bad that could potentially go, an incompetent official needs to be removed. And I think that Keith Peterson, at this point, for me, this is like remove him now.
He's an experienced ref. There's just no excuse for it, you know?
Right.
And AJ articulated it well. It's not about breaking the rules. Like grabbing the fence, that's fucked up. You're breaking the rules. But when you're hitting somebody where the spine connects to the brain stem that connects to the brain, that's a very vulnerable part, right? I literally just today taught a day 1 jiu-jitsu lesson to a woman who's, never tried martial arts before. First thing I show you is how to fall. That's the first thing. How to tuck your chin, how to break your fall, how to break fall on each side. That is the first thing I teach somebody because it's so important to not, hit the back of your head on asphalt or concrete in a real life situation. And now you got a world champion, and a Bellator world champion, just blasting you in the back of the head, and Keith Peterson's fucking smoking cigarettes in his head. I don't know what's going on. Ask Dominic Cruz, he would know. It's incompetence. And there's no excuse for it because he's a veteran referee. I agree. Sometimes you got to protect the fighters. You got to suspend them when they do shit like that.
I agree. I think reprimanding Keith Peterson would be a good move. And I think that a warning needs to be sent out. Gray area, I think those shots were beyond the gray area. They were pretty heavy shots. Like, okay, so only a straight punch to the back of the head then is the red zone. If you're throwing a looping shot and it hits like this, it doesn't count. I think it still does.
Yeah, those look bad to me. If it makes contact with the ear, it's good.
Yeah, exactly.
If it doesn't, it's not.
But it was beyond there. It was literally hitting here.
They were ugly. They were ugly. Luckily, they were on the ground. I mean, they were like hammer fists, right?
Oh, they were wide punches.
Yeah. No, it wasn't good. It was not good. So Keith Peterson, one of the worst refs in MMA, nothing new.
Yep. For Charlie O, gets a decision for the first time ever. Definitely still in an interesting spot at 155. I think there's 2 options. It's a potential title fight next, depending on what happens with Makhachev and Sarukian, or I think cool option, him and Max Holloway rematch. That would be a cool fight for the BMF title. I think that makes a lot of sense. I would rather see one more for Charlie O before you give him that title shot. Personally,
that's pretty sick. Charlie O versus Max Holloway, BMF.
I like that.
As usual, AJ the matchmaker.
And then quick notes. Bo Nickel is receiving a ton of flack for this, but he did out kickbox Paul Craig for 3 rounds. I know that it wasn't a sensational knockout or a highlight reel submission, but the guys that have finished Paul Craig in the middleweight division have been top 10 guys, top 5 really, for at least Kyle Barajo, who knocked him out, and Brendan Allen, who beat him by sub. I mean, he has a win over Andre Muniz. I know that Bo Nickel is like this super promising prospect, but you guys got to, keep it a little more realistic with what the expectation is versus the reality. People now chant overrated. It's not his fault that he's gotten such a push from the UFC. Unfortunately, now he bears the burden of eating so much flack from the fans of the expectation being here, when the reality is he's a promising prospect and he's very young in MMA. Me and Finch have known this for years, though, that he was a promising prospect, right? We knew that he wasn't ready for the high caliber guys. There was guys that came in with opinions like he right now will fuck up Hamzat. And I always thought that was a delusional take. And we saw against Paul Craig, he's pretty good. He's a young prospect. If it wasn't Bo Nickel winning a decision against Paul Craig early in his UFC career with less than 10 fights, I think most people would say, yo, this guy's got a lot of skill. He's on the come up. But because it's Bo Nickel and he didn't run him over, he's a bomb now. Right. Yeah. The expectation is just a little too high. The reality is he's still talented.
Did you hear Dana? Dana's like, because Trump likes Bo Nickel. They've golfed together. So Trump goes, are they in the same weight class? Like he's like looking at the size of Paul Craig, like, what the fuck, Dana? What are you doing over here? So maybe Bo was nervous fighting in front of the president. It's good experience for him, man. That was a crazy crowd they had in there. Sounded loud. So it's the experience Bo needs. They're bringing him up slow, and it probably will pay off the way they're doing it.
I think so. We're going to quickly touch on some of the rest of the main card. Corinne Silva loses a competitive decision with Araujo. This one ate a lot of flack. I understand the argument, and we can say that it's a decision that could have gone either way. But watching it live, I didn't feel as if it was a complete robbery because Corinne Silva left a lot of doubt. Second round, she finished in a bad spot. Third round, she's falling to her back. Regardless of judges' scorecards, when you judge the fight as a whole, she was very submissive in that third round and clearly lost round 3. And I said to myself, regardless of the outcome, Corinne Silva has no championship potential with this type of shit. The way she was falling to her back, the way she was kind of getting lazy, right, with Viviane Araujo then taking the third round, I didn't think she had the fight in the bag. I thought the second round was a coin flip, and the judges agreed. Araujo ends up winning the decision in a pretty big upset, busting Corinne Silva as a prospect, man.
Araujo's a badass, man. I've picked Araujo in the past. I like Araujo a lot. I missed this fight. I'm still gonna have to watch it, but she's tough, man. Araujo's definitely tough. I mean, we talked about it on this show. Like, Araujo is game every time, even in her losses.
Yeah, agreed. And then Mauricio Rufy, James Yontop, good scrap. In the first 2 rounds, Rufy was very on point, but he did lose the third. Yontop's chin is insane. This fight got moved up to 165. Yontop still missed weight. There were some intangibles that made it reasonable to assume that Rufy's knockout power is still legitimately there. But with the size advantage, Yontop was able to absorb probably more blows than he would have if he was at 155 and, the fight was played out normally.
It's fucking serious hype on this Rufy guy, man. So yeah, big night for him for sure.
Big night. He gets a win. Impressive still. And then some quick results run through. You got McGee winning a hard-fought decision, but losing round 3 to a gritty Martinez. This fight gets canceled with Weidman and Anders. Jim Miller pulls off a guillotine in the first round. He's a badass. He still got it. Damon Jackson retired after Finch. Wow.
What a bum. When I saw him at weigh-ins, when I saw Damon Jackson at weigh-ins, I was like, what the fuck? Because he looked soft. He just looked like when he came to those Chepe weigh-ins, he was listening with the press conference. He's all confident. He's jacked. He's like, this is my career 2.0. He gets this Jim Miller matchup, and then he didn't look good at weigh-ins, and goddamn, he didn't look good in the fight. My boy T was like, man, fuck betting on Damon Jackson, blah, blah, blah. Shout out to T-Bone. He was right.
Good call on his part. And then the fight before, Tibura exposed Janiz's lack of grappling and beats the shit out of him in round 2 to the corner stoppage. And then actually doctor stoppage. Gall gets chinned. Welcome to 7-7. Mike Finch, before the fight, I made a joke that in a parallel universe, you are Mickey Gall fighting Brahimaj that day.
Get the fuck
you
out
got
of
the
here.
CM Punk fight, man.
First off, I bet on Brahimaj. I gave Brahimaj out to the free channel. Was it the free channel? Shout out to the Telegram free channel. Eating this week on the Brahimaj pick. Dog money, mother.
My guy,
I love Mondays.
Hadi Turu. Let's
Make
go.
America great again. We're making MMA great again. Hari Turu. Are y'all getting the crypto gains? I got $1,000 in Bitcoin. Holla at me.
Dude, right now the crypto gains have been pretty steady, man.
Maybe it's more than 1,000 now. I gotta go check. I don't know.
I would say if you can, if you could get your hand on a Bitcoin, that would be great. But the likelihood of success of doing something like that, I would say, is extremely unlikely unless you're, unless you're making that fucking Conor McGregor money or
90K
champ type shit. Yeah, it's at 90K, but it will run to 100,000.
But I remember when it was at 20K.
I know.
Just a couple years ago, it was during the pandemic.
It's at 3, dude. It hit 3 at a low at one point. Isn't that crazy?
What are we thinking? 3 at a low, really, in the last couple of years?
Yeah, back in like 2020, 2021. If we would imagine you had 30K, you said, fuck it, give me 10 Bitcoins, bro. Right now, you'd be feeling like a god amongst men.
You're kidding. Yeah, that's right. And I've always believed in it. Like, well, not always, but since like, since the earlier crypto days, like when it started coming up, when Bitcoin started getting front page news, I believed in it ever since. I listen to all the tech guys. I love the tech podcast, All In Podcast, Chamath Palihapitiya, David Sachs. I listen to fucking Lex Friedman's dorky ass. I listen to all of them. I love that shit. So I should have more crypto. I fucked up, but it's okay. That's all right. You gotta diversify your portfolio, folks. You can't just be who's that guy? Michael Saylor. You can't just be all in, as the show is named. Finch, how was watching Jones cage side next to Elon? I mean, look, I got my number one interview I want on Mike Finch show, Elon Musk. So I'm trying to set it up, Ralphie. I was talking to him. I'm doing my best. I want to occupy Mars as well. I like the shirt. That's what I told him.
Dude, I'll be honest with you. That'd be crazy. Shout out to Vlokov. He said he bought Bitcoin in 2011 to try and buy drugs on Silk Road, but I couldn't figure out to get on. So do you have this Bitcoin just sitting there? That's pretty crazy. Can you imagine though, back years ago, you were just like a kid. You're like, oh, fuck it. Let me get 100 of these things and just hold it and see if something happens. Maybe I'll
ready for the story?
All
right. So I'm graduating high school. Okay. It's 2011. And my grandpa is talking about this online money. He's saying that there's this thing. It's like, it's online money. It could be big someday. I'm like, Grandpa, this sounds like a scam. I'm like, this sounds like a scam. Be careful. I can't remember if he bought some or not, but he's long passed away. It would have been on his PC, which we don't have anymore. If he's got a few Bitcoin on that PC, I mean, could you imagine even if he just put $20 into it and bought 20 Bitcoin, they were around $1.
Shit.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine?
Oh, shit.
I just want to go back in time and be like, Grandpa, you're right. Buy all of them.
Oh my
Let's fucking, let's take over the world. Then I really would have been sitting next to Elon. You know what I'm saying? So when your grandpa tells you about, digital money on the internet, listen.
There we go. Wise words from Grandpa Finch. I agree. Look at that.
I've asked my uncle. I'm like, Uncle Bird, do you have that PC? He's like, no. I'm like, I think there might have been Bitcoin on there.
Where do you think that is, that PC?
You're going to go to the junkyard and go find that shit, huh? Rest in peace to Grandpa. I don't know.
Peace. Damn. Well, let's look at this next fight. Elliot, to bring up the sadness of the lost Grandpa and the Bitcoin, of course, because the two
playing my little violin right now.
I feel it, man. Oban Elliott got a sick KO. Absolutely fucking dropped Hafez like a bad motherfucker. Holy shit. That was nice.
They're both bad motherfuckers.
The small gloves are the small gloves. The old gloves were money. And Mora beats Hardy. Good pick flip on my part. Mora beats Hardy too in, an interesting first fight. It was competitive. More outdogged her. UFC 309, thank God they brought the old gloves back. We're going to be switching over officially 2025, but to end out the year, they're going to be flip-flopping. Fight nights get the new gloves, which will soon be obsolete, and then pay-per-views get the real gloves. So I'm glad to see it, man. I'm glad they're going back because those new gloves did not hit the spot, and they were, I think, a failed experiment from the UFC.
You know, Dana was like, we tried it. We spent a lot of money on it. Yeah, I mean, they didn't need to do so much, though. I mean, all they needed is, instead of the glove being like this, it just needs to be that's all. Why change everything? What the fuck? You know, the fucking logos were coming off, weren't they?
They were cheap look. They
were-
look like
yeah,
those,
they
you
were-
know,
they
those
were
Everlast gloves at Walmart, those cheap ones.
Yeah,
They look like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? I fought in those before. Those are
That's
nice. Those are nice because you could. They're so thin, bro. You punch somebody in the face, you punch right through that thing. So I remember being like, man, I wore those in my last fight. Those cheap ass Everlast Walmart gloves, just because the padding is just nothing, bro. You feel your knuckle right through it. So I figured,
funny in boxing that's interesting. There was this kid. He had these Everlast gloves. I think they were at the gym, and they were pretty beat up, right? These old Everlast gloves. The only shot in my entire run of sparring through all the years, even getting hit with big punches over the top, only shot that I really said, holy fuck, that killed, was this straight down the line, bro, right on the fucking chin. I swear to God, I felt the knuckle hit this shit. Boom, you feel your brain crash into the front of your head. That was the hardest shot I think I ever ate in my life, dude. That was clean.
You know,
those gloves are fucking hell.
Yeah, they are. So, you know, you got to be strategic. Like Jake Paul had horsehair gloves and Mike had foam gloves. Like, you got to pay attention to that shit. It affects the fight, no question. Ralphie wants to know if I could release my premium picks earlier this week, my premium bets, I should say. He's talking about my bet channel where I give out my lock, my parlay, my 3 premium plays, and I gave them Jake Paul, and I gave them John Jones, Stipe over 2.5, which just hit. Thank you, MMA gods. Yes, Ralphie, but not the entire card. Look, Trump dropped the entire card last time. Remember Trump's picks? I had the fucking wig on. It's gone. I had the fucking wig on and I went for it and I dropped the entire card early. So you got that last week. I will drop multiple bets tonight, Ralphie. Thank you for the $2, brother.
Let's go. Listen, Finch, we had a fun breakdown of what happened this past weekend, but it's time to kick it off with Macau. It's going to be a very early/late night for many of us, but I will be live for the whole thing, and I'm looking forward to witnessing some badassery in China. So let's get to the first fight. If you guys haven't, smash that like, and if you're new, subscribe. We have Mahashate Hayisaer versus Nikolas Motta. I'm going with Mahashate, man. I think he's got a good chance to sleep Motta. I feel like we know what we get with Motta at this point. It's legit knockout power and a big danger factor in round number 1. But as the fight weans on, I think that Mahashate can land good combination strikes. I think he's a better technician than Motta, and it's about, does the chin hold up from big shots in round 1? I think with the length advantage, being a bit taller, especially the leg length advantage, just being better at fighting from the outside, and Motta already having a bit of a questionable chin, Mahashate can crack too. I think Mahashate is live to knock him out. I'm going to pick him to get a win. He's still a young guy. He's in his 20s, man. He's improving, and he's training recently at Fight Ready, right? So I think that the skill set is going to grow from Mahashate, whereas Motta, not to say he's going to get worse or anything. He's 31. He's in his prime. He's at Extreme Couture. But I feel like you know his style. It's danger in round 1, big power with his hooks. He's a powerful striker, but he's taken on a guy who I think matches him in striking skill. Maybe doesn't exceed him in pure one-punch power, but hits hard in his own right. And I think Mahashate can tune him up and KO him.
Mahashate is hittable, though, AJ. So that just gives me more pause than the way you just broke it down. I feel like Mahashate can get punched in the face hard by Nikolas Motta. I did hear you break this one down before, too, where you were going over Nikolas Motta's lack of quality wins, which is legit. I mean, you know, Mahashate has been tested. You know, Mahashate, I think, is a little sloppy and hittable. You know, his offense is good, but his defense is not. He likes to hit and get hit back. Motta is a little faster, maybe a little more accurate, but can be chinny. So I guess I'm not opposed to going Mahashate here. I will go Mahashate here, but not highly confident. I think this is a good fight. It's a pretty good matchup. Motta is definitely capable of getting to the target. I just feel like if they get in a firefight, I'm worried that Motta is hitting the canvas and getting clipped. So Mahashate is tougher, more durable. Maybe that wins him this fight.
I think he should, man. I have some faith that he'll deliver. I like Mahashate a lot. Motta is a powerhouse brawler. I think it's a fun matchup, and I'm going to say that we get an entertaining scrap. and I think Mahashata finds the chin. Now, as far as the odds, Mahashata has been sitting at the favorite status. Currently, he is sitting at -190 with Nikolas Motta as a +165 underdog. This fight to end inside of the distance is -170. I'm pretty confident that we see somebody get put out, man. If these two go distance, I guess I'll be relatively surprised. And I think that Mahashata is the one getting his hand raised. KO for him, +145. I like the fight. I like the matchup. I think it's a fun stylistic clash. I like the pressure from Motta, but he's shorter. I think he's worse from distance with kicks. I think Mahashata's got the edge there. Even though, to be fair, Mahashata's not great from range with his hands, and he doesn't have a massive reach advantage being taller. I give him the advantage with the legs, man.
Yeah, I like that call. Maybe under 2.5, something to look at here. I'll look into it, as Eddie Bravo would say.
Hey, let's go. Shout out KD, bro. He said some kind words. He said, you guys' energy is amazing. Even with all the money in the world, mental health is important. Thank you, legends. Both of you guys are amazing. Go. Thank you. Much love, brother.
That was very kind. Thank you, KD.
Go. We're going to keep running up. Finch and I agreeing on the first fight. We got Mahashata, and we're going knockout win, which I think most of you expected. He beat Mowgli Benitez in a good one last time, and I don't know. That carries some weight. I know that Motta chin, not Tom Nolan, but Nolan's chin is questionable. He got dropped in the next fight after there by Alex Reyes. So Mahashata to get it done. Let's keep running. Next fight, we have Xiao versus Lee. The names of some of these guys in this card, I want to make sure I give their respect to. Long Xiao versus Quang Lee. I like Quang Lee, man. He's got some dangerous striking, more dangerous than Xiao. I don't want to shaft Xiao too much because the dude's gritty and he's strong, but I feel like overall, when I look at Xiao's game, it's like a tad bit simpler, right? Like it's pressure striking offense, but I feel as though he doesn't really bring as much dynamic striking. Like Lee has some dangerous kicks. He's got some clean power in his left hook. I think he's just got better Muay Thai. And I like his chances to bust Xiao up a bit. And, I mean, you look, Lee last time gave Chris Gutierrez a tough fight. He won a round against him, and I think that's a respectable feat for a guy coming in on a damn short notice UFC debut. I expect him to look better here, and he's taking on a tough customer, but a guy that I think he's going to be more technical than, and he can also outdog him. So we're going with Quang Gang to win, bro.
Yeah, I like his Muay Thai style. I like that he moves forward. I think the pressure is going to be big here. Xiao can be taken down. He does wrestle. He'll shoot a lot, which will be interesting and sort of be his ticket to win if he can get that done. But I think he's going to have trouble doing it because he's going to be the one going backwards. I think this fight is about directionality. I think it's Lee going forwards, Lee using the Muay Thai nicely. As long as he's defending takedowns, he's taking this thing over. For the forward pressure, give me Lee. Probably could find a finish here.
+102 for Lee. Xiao -122. I'm looking at the finish. If you said Lee was to win by a KO, you know what's crazy, bro? You're getting +750 odds for that. It's really expected that he wins a damn decision, it seems like. Because Lee by decision +200. So most likely method, according to the books, is him on the cards. But I think he's got good knockout ability. He lands clean shots. He's got KO wins outside of the UFC, 2 KOs, 3 submissions, 3 decisions. I think he's got some stinging power. And I don't know. I just think there's a chance, man. I like Lee. I like Lee's opposition. I see people in the chat talking about that Xiao has more fights. Well, something that happens a lot with these Asian fighters is they're young guys that just fight all the time, and it doesn't necessarily mean that the opposition is quality. I mean, it's great to have experience getting in the cage, but like beating debuting guys or fighters, with subpar records, not to say it doesn't matter. I mean, it holds merit for sure, and the wins do count. But ultimately, I think, Lee fighting in the LFA is a positive factor. There's some standard of quality, right, with fighting in LFA and then debuting against Gutierrez and doing pretty good. I think he can win this fight.
Yeah, LFA is higher level than a lot of the fights that Xiao had. And just watching the way they move. I mean, a lot of these guys, I'm not experts on these guys, so I had to do a little bit of research. And, a lot of these guys, I'm just watching the way they move in their last couple. So, experience is definitely a factor, but it's just one among many. I think Lee's got a lot more pop. I think that'll matter.
Let's go. We're going with Lee for the W. Let's keep running up the card. Next fight, we have Lawner Kavanagh versus Jose Ochoa. I'm going with Lawner Kavanagh to
Good
win.
fight.
I think it's a bright prospect, but Ochoa is like this unknown savage. I mean, he's got Charles Oliveira in his corner for fights. He's at Shoot the Box, Diego Lima. He's a talented kickboxer. He's slick on the feet. He's longer than Kavanagh. He's a bit taller. There's a lot of things to like, but I have to go based upon level of opposition. Kavanagh is beating guys in Cage Warriors, right? Winning on Contender Series, and not only winning, but winning with one of the most terrifying knockouts I've ever seen. He slept Antoine Ho in the first round, and Antoine Ho was out for minutes. Like, it was one of the more scary knockouts I've ever seen, with the post-knockout being like, is this guy alive here? He's not responsive. Like, this is terrifying. Kavanagh's good. He's got a kickboxing background too. They say he's a multiple-time K1 champ. So the opposition, as far as striking goes, that he's seen is probably better than Ochoa's. But being a Shoot That Box Diego Lima guy, I always respect the talent that comes out of that gym. But it's not like every guy from Shoot That Box has been good. I mean, remember Daniel Lacerda da Silva? Dude was taking L's on L's on L's with a blitzing style. It seems as though Ochoa has more promise than that. And actually, there's moments where he reminds me of Charles Oliveira. Maybe Ochoa could be live to somehow lock up a neck or something like that. I'm picking Lawner Kavanagh, but I'm putting out the cautionary tale that Ochoa could be like one of those really underrated up-and-coming guys, because he is 7-0 as a professional fighter. You watch some film on him, you're going to see slick striking, you're going to see knockout ability, you're going to see that Shoot Their Box style. It's like you'll see just there's a little glimpse of a little Charles Oliveira in the way that he moves. So I think the kid's good. It's just Lawner Kavanagh seems like a special talent. And coming off that knockout on Contender Series, I have to ride with the guy that seems as though his potential, at least at this moment, is higher, and his ability right now is higher. He seems more promising at this moment. But Ochoa is a guy that I'm going to keep my damn eye on. And I don't think this is necessarily an easy fight for Kavanagh. He's got crazy power for 125. Could he land on the chin, flatten him, and then next thing you know it, holy shit, he's that guy. But what if it's 3 hard? He takes a 29-28. Ochoa could be there to surprise people. That's what I'll say.
I keep predicting finishes. I think we got another one here, and I think Kavanagh is swinging the fucking hammer. Ochoa's good. He's fast. They're both fast. He brings pressure. He walks forward. But the competition level, I mean, Kavanagh coming out of Cage Warriors, fighting a lot of undefeated guys there, fighting 4-0s and 5-0s and shit. And then you look at Ochoa beating 2 and 3s, and, it's just – and bouncing around like a prostitute from organization to organization too. I like the Cage Warriors come up better. I like the knockout he's coming off of as well. I think Kavanagh is going to put him away. Not that Ochoa is not good. Ochoa is a prospect too. 7-0 versus 7-0. It's a fun fight, but I believe Kavanagh is going to just make him run into a big shot. Kavanagh knockout.
I'll give one praise to Ochoa's recent opponent. He did fight in a battle between Shoot Their Box, Diego Lima, and Andre Petneris' team with Nova Yao. He did beat a 5-0 guy there a year ago. So, I got to give some respect to that. And that dude was a good boxer.
Last five fights for Ochoa. 5-0, Pantoja. But then he fought a guy who was 4-4.
Mm-hmm.
Before that, a guy who was 2-3.
Yeah.
2-3. You see these? Those are the last 4 fights. For Kavanagh, 6-0, 6-0, 4-0. You see what I'm saying? 1-0. Like he's they're Cage Warriors wasn't fucking around. They were giving him some matchups as to where it's more of a checkered history with Ochoa. Ochoa's got one decent win, sure.
Yeah, respect. I agree. I think Kavanagh, though, should be the A side. Odds would agree with that. He's a minus 370 favorite at right now. Plus 295 for Ochoa. Over is minus 185. With a flyweight with that much power, that's kind of scary, but I'll say it does go over. I think Kavanagh, he's live for a KO. You have to respect the ability, but I don't know, man. Could end up being a decision at plus 165. We don't know. Ochoa's the unknown. He's looked good fighting some of these guys that who knows the true level of them, and we're going to find out when they, step inside of the damn cage, and we're going to learn a lot about Ochoa, and I'm excited to see it.
Me too, man. It's a fun one. It's a fun matchup with 2 guys who hopefully will stick around.
Yeah, I agree with that. Let's see. Kavanagh, the pick for us both. Battle of good prospects. One just seems to have fought better opposition and more proven at this moment. So we're going to ride with Kavanagh to get it done. Let's keep running. Next fight on the card, we have an OG in Carlos Hernandez at this point, taking on Niam Jargal, Tumendemberel. Let me tell you something. When you look at recent opponents, right, I have to pick Carlos Hernandez because of opposition. Last fight, he gave Ray Saruya a very difficult test, and Saruya is a super promising guy coming from Road to UFC, a Japanese submission specialist. Fight before that, he lost to Tatsuru Taira, who's one of the top guys at flyweight. When you look at Niam Jargal Tumendemberel's past couple, it's a win over Petr Yan, which is nice to go out, finish him, made easy work. Like, I respect that on Road to UFC a year and 2 months ago. Fight before that, another Road to UFC fight. He beat Topnoy Kiram on a split decision. Many people felt that he could have lost that fight. Topnoy Kiram's decent with his Muay Thai, but I don't think he's to the level of Hernandez. And I think Hernandez can win a hard-fought decision. Now, the aura is crazy on Tumendemberel. I mean, look at the fucking picture, bro. He looks like a villain out of some type of kung fu movie.
Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat shit, exactly. But I got to go with Hernandez. Having the UFC experience, probably can outwork him. Maybe the wrestling edge showcases itself. It's interesting, though, because Tumendemberel does have a judo and sambo base. I don't think he's elite with the wrestling. I feel like he's more impressive with striking. Hernandez is a gritty vet. I'm a Tumendemberel fan, and I would like to see him win, but like I got to pick Hernandez, man. I'm not going to pick for the cool-ass name and the hype Tumendemberel. I think I'm going Hernandez decision.
All right, Tumendemberel is 26 and Carlos Hernandez is 31. A 31-year-old OG. That's a fucking nod from AJ. He just called him an OG. That's crazy, man. You know I was calling his fights in the XFO back in the day. It was weird to hear you call him a UFC OG. That's crazy.
I mean, you know, maybe I'm overhyping it, but he's got a lot more experience, right?
I think of him as he's younger than me. It's weird. I'm 32. It's just weird. Wow.
You're a young
OG.
guy,
What the fuck is happening? How the fuck? Somebody's 31 is an OG? How fucking old am I? Into Christ, I'm gonna hit the expire date.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Look, guys, it's a good fight. Tumendemberel is a little bit more wild. He likes to change stances. He's got okay striking, but he's kind of winging shots, and his highlights are more so against bums. Like his finish that he got, I believe it was his last fight, where he rocks the dude, keeps throwing punches, slaps on a rear naked strangle. I mean, the guy was so hittable, though. Like, you know, I'm just relaying some tape study I just did yesterday. I think Tumendemberel is just not technical enough to handle a Carlos Hernandez. You know, with that being said, Carlos Hernandez is on away territory. I mean, Carlos Hernandez loves a good split decision. Oh. Not the place to do a split decision. Not the place. Okay? This ain't Mexico. St. Northern Illinois, where he's actually from. So I think Carlos Hernandez wins this fight, but you know, the concerns are valid. It's a decent test, and if the fight's close, I'm a bit nervous about it. So you guys won't see it on my top 5 most confident picks, but I'll go with Carlos Hernandez decision.
I want to see the weigh-ins, man. I want to see if Tumendemberel has a size edge. I know he's listed as shorter than Hernandez, but I don't know why I'm having a hard time believing those stats are accurate. I feel like Hernandez looks like the shorter guy, but if Hernandez is now bigger than him too, I got to favor the ability to pressure with that Mexican style boxing takedown threat. Close, right? And the one thing, we haven't been in China in a long time, right? We're in Macau. I don't know how the judges are going to look. Are they going to really strongly favor guys from that region, Asian region? Probably. You'd have to assume. We've seen it before. But, you know, I can't know absolutely. I think Hernandez can take 2 rounds in a competitive scrap. I'm going to pick him. Finch is going to pick him. We're on the side. But, you know, it's simply because Tumendemberel, it's like you said, Finch, the highlights are against lower tier opposition. We do not know how he's going to fare with somebody like Hernandez. In the biggest fight of his career, a lot of people felt he lost to Topnoy Kiram, who, you know, is a decent, you know, Muay Thai-esque striker. But, you know, he's lost a fair amount of fights. He's like 9-6 as a pro now. So I got to favor Hernandez, man.
You know, and Hernandez has fought plenty of decent opposition in the UFC. You got to be thinking he is a must-win fight for him. That's what he's thinking. He's going to do what he needs to do, I believe. So We're going to go with the more technically sound striker in Carlos Hernandez.
Let's go. Carlos Hernandez is going to be the pick. Odds-wise, minus 210 for Hernandez. Tumendemberel plus 180. Over 2.5, minus 170 probably. Decision for Hernandez plus 115. Tumendemberel decision plus 450. I feel as though this fight is seeming to go to decision, but to be fair, only one decision on the record of Tumendemberel, and that was that Tapnoi Kiram fight. And he does have the nickname Art of Knockout. But what's weird is he's got 5 submissions with 2 knockouts. So maybe more the Art of Submission would be a more fitting nickname.
He doesn't have big power, dude. I'll even remove that word big. He doesn't have power, bro. You know? Art of Knockout against who? You know what I mean? This, he's not in the regional scene anymore. So I don't see this power.
Let's go.
He throws a lot of punches. I mean, when he hits you, he's throwing these wild shots, but I don't think Carlos Hernandez is going to be shocked by that shit.
Yeah, I think Carlos should be ready. So we're going to go Hernandez to take out Tumendemberel. Let's keep running up. The next fight on the card is going to bring us to a ladies matchup, which starts off our road to UFC championship fights. We have Xiaocan Feng versus Ming Shi. I got to pick Xiaocan Feng to get the win in this fight. I mean, she's a pretty slick striker. I like her confidence. She'll fight with her hands low, pick shots from the outside. I don't know. She's got I made a weird comparison, but at times a little bit reminds me of Randy Brown. I know it's so far out there, but the slickness of it, the way she moves, right? A lot of girls don't have that slick style of striking. Now, where she may find herself in some trouble is on the ground. Last fight, she was locked in a ghillie in round 3 at the very end. Granted, she was winning that fight. Just at the end, though, getting taken down and controlled a bit. Not a great look. I would say the question mark will be around their wrestling. But with Ming Shi, I don't think Ming Shi's the girl to beat her. She's at a big disadvantage of height and reach. I think she's probably getting picked apart from distance. I think she's probably going to look to bring some pressure and I'd assume wrestle. I don't know. She's got a bouncy kickboxing style. She's got decent enough pressure. The last fight was real close, man. With certain fighters from Road to UFC, and Finch, I think you're going to agree with me. With Road to UFC, don't certain fighters just kind of blend into the pack, right? There's they don't really do. There's a lot of fighters that I see there that just don't do anything substantial. There's nothing really special that they do. The ones who win the show, tend to do okay. And granted, Road to UFC has yet to really produce any high level fighters, right? We haven't seen it yet. I'm sure they eventually will. Right now, Road to UFC is probably the worst of the UFC tryout shows with Contender Series, then the Ultimate Fighter, and then Road to UFC. I don't think Ming Shi is that great. I think that Feng seems to have more promise. If you ask me from the women's fights on that season, who made me say, wow, I think this girl's got something?
Feng.
It's her. She's somebody to watch. And I like Feng Shi. I like Meng Feng. The names are killing me, man. I like Xiaocan Feng, Meng Feng.
I was just gonna let you chop that up, dog. I was just letting you suffer out there, bro.
Bro, what the hell? These names are whooping my ass today. I won't lie to you. I'm getting fucked up.
Xiaocan Feng is the better striker, and she can finish fights as to where she is going to decision just about every fight, last one in a split, as AJ was touching on. So I think the striking is one-way traffic here. I think you got to go with Feng. She's clearly the more talented of the two. The record reflects it. The technique reflects it. I believe that she's getting the dub here. Is it a decision or knockout? I don't know. But, she only likes to go to decision as to where Feng can actually put girls away. And that's a possibility here. Give me Feng all day.
Feng's a minus 300 favorite with Shi at plus 250 as a dog. I like Xiaocan. I think Xiaocan wins. Over is minus 400, but she has some knockout ability. How many knockouts does Xiaocan have? She's got 4 KOs, right? That's not bad. Doesn't mean she's chinning everybody, though. I'll pick Xiaocan Feng, so will Finch. Minus 300 odds are, a little wide, but I think it's because it's a fight that just makes sense to go that way. I guess I'd be kind of surprised if Feng gets busted as a prospect by Shi. I don't think she's the one.
No. And the lack of talent is pretty straightforward. So
yeah.
No, we're gonna go with a kickboxing performance from Feng all day.
All day. Let's go. Feng to win it. We're starting the road to UFC off with some agreement here in the women's strawweight division. Let's keep running. Our next fight, we have an interesting battle at 125 for the road to the UFC championship. It's Kiru Sahota versus Dong Hoon Choi. I got to go with Dong Hoon Choi. I think that the physicality could end up being a factor. I don't know. Sahota is freakishly tall for 125. 5'10" at 125 is insane. And he's got a 73-inch reach, which is crazy. He's going to have like 6.5 inches of reach on Dong Hoon Choi, which is a factor, but I don't think he's like a great striker from distance. He's decent enough, though. I feel like he's got pretty good kickboxing. Kind of reminds me a bit of like an Indian Matt Schnell, to be honest with you. But then I look at Choi on the other side. He's good at like out-dogging people. He can lose that first round and then weather storms and comes back. Like I think he has a very strong belief in his ability. I think he's very physically fit. I like the chances of him stealing the later portion of this fight, even if Sahota early is able to touch him up from distance and has some big striking moments. I think Choi gets to him, man. And unfortunately, I don't think that Sahota is taking over the UFC for, the Indian prospects. But I don't know, maybe if he gives a good performance, the UFC will keep him around. But a lot of times you fight and road to UFC finale and lose, they send you out. So we'll see what happens here.
Not Doohoo Choi, folks. Don't get it twisted.
No.
Don't get it twisted. That's the wrong Choi, okay? That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about Dong Hoon Choi and Dong Hoon Choi. And I think Sahota all day. Sahota's 5'10", dude.
Yeah? Wow, you like Sahota style.
Sahota's 5'10".
At 125, though, he's made out of paper, bro. You can probably he's too thin. You can get out-dogged.
Brother. I think the head and the body kicks, he's a high volume guy at that weight. I think it'll work. Choi is like a cautious striker. I didn't spend all fucking day on my research on this one, but I do feel like the 5'10" high volume striker is just going to run away with it against Choi. Unless am I missing something? What am I missing, dog?
Listen, I'm not telling you. I can't sit here and tell you that the lock of the year.
Sahota's going for. All right, we're going Sahota.
All right, Sahota.
Going Sahota on this side.
Okay, I respect the Sahota call. He's representing Punjab, man. He's a Punjabi savage. He's putting India on the map from MMA. He's trying to be better than Anshul Jubli. I don't know, man. Interesting fight. I guess for some reason, Choi to outdog him late is what I'm seeing. Like he might get touched up from distance. Or I just don't know how he's going to look 2 and 3 with Choi keep on coming forward, walks him down, makes it dirty. I just don't feel like Sahota's great from distance, even though he's really tall. Like he doesn't have that sniper jab. Like he can, he can kick from range, he can throw some straights from range, but nothing really caught me. I was like, oh shit. I'm more like, but Choi's a savage. Choi keeps coming. Not a fight that I'm betting on. I'm not touching the line.
I'm about to do my most confident show after this. It ain't in it, but I think the volume makes a difference, AJ. I do.
Respect it. Sahota's a slight underdog at plus 115. Choi at minus 135. Over is minus 260. I talk about how risky it is to bet on Contender Series a lot of the time on some of these, riskier matchups where it's like you're not so sure. I feel like Road to UFC is even a higher level than that. These are fights on a UFC card, but officially these aren't UFC fights. And I'll pick Choi, Finch going Sahota, but you're kind of playing with fire. I don't have the twirly stash, bro. I can't do it as good today. That would have been cool. I got to go with Choi, Finch going Sahota. But ultimately, though, betting-wise, if this is what you're here for, if you're not just here for the breakdown, there's other bets to make. You know who I like, though? The dude Choi fought last time, that other Indian guy. That would have been cool to see the Battle of India take place. But he split decision. He ends up selling late. That's why I picked Choi. He's the outdog that jacked fucking Indian savage, dude.
So you like
give him a shout on the show. What is it? Bishot. That dude was a monster.
All right. I'm excited to see this one now that you picked Choi.
It's going to be a good fight. Let's keep running. Next fight on the card. We got more road to UFC action to close out the prelims. We got Su Young Yu versus, we're going to get this name perfect, Mike Finch, okay? This one I
believe you.
made sure. Balgin Jela Isa, okay? I am going to pick Jela Isa to win this fight. I'm going with Balgin to pull through. Shit, man. I guess I got turned off when they were comparing you to Khabib, and then he gets taken down. I'm like, bro, come on. Like, the fuck, come on. Like, that just hurts his style. That hurts it for me. I remember when the commentary is overhyping somebody and then they get taken down. I'm like, that's Khabib? He had a pretty cool, like, cartwheel back take, but like, come on. That's the next Khabib. This is him. I'm like, shut up. You're killing me. I feel like Balgin's pretty tough. He's got good straight shots. He's got some power in his hands. He's well-versed overall. I think he's strong physically. I'm not really sold on you. Not like I'm telling you Balgin's the next world champ, but I don't know. I like a little bit of that size advantage for Balgin in this fight. It'll especially help him in distance striking. And then the fact that, you know, you is getting hyped as the next Khabib, and then he's winning a split decision last fight. And he's a smaller guy here. I think Balgin can win. I'm going with Jella Isa to pull through. I think he's a little.
I'm going with Su Young Yu hitting these fucking takedowns. You can't tell that's Khabib. Look at him. Look at him, bro. Does that not look like Khabib to you? That is him right there in the flesh. And his takedown defense is not going to probably, I don't know, but not going to need to be on point. He's a little sloppy. Okay?
He's a lot sloppy.
He's a lot sloppy. All right. He's a lot sloppy. I'll go with that. But he shoots 1,576 takedowns every single fight. And that might be good here. Now, oh, man. Did I just
I saw Jella Isa online, man.
Jenisuly is the English interpretation of that last name.
Jenisuly.
So I'm going to run with that. My apologies, Jenisuly. Jenisuly throws knees when you come in. Like, there's some problems for sure. But I'm going to go with you. I'm going to go with decision. And by the way,
picking me.
It's not the only AJ in the fucking house. Love the goatee. Don't gas him up. I said he's got baby face now. Look, he's trying to go backwards, you know? AJ need a plus 2,000 parlay. You got him?
I'm going to make it happen Wednesday. I'm going to do my best. For fuck's sake, I didn't hit it last week, so I need to bring one this week. I hit it the week before. The thing is, I be hitting like pretty consistent on these big parlays, right? So then it's the expectation that every week the plus 2,000 is going to hit. So the pressure's on this week, and I got fucking Balgin Jalahusi, you know what I'm saying, fighting. So this week's going to be a hell of a ride, man. I'm looking forward to it.
Holy shit. Good luck, man. Plus 2,000 is insane.
Hey.
We're just, I do a wild card play on my premium channel where it's plus 400 or better. So we've had a few good ones, you know, we've had a few plus 800s, plus 500s and shit. Plus 2,000. That's degenerate shit. That's crazy.
Listen, I appreciate the goatee love. Chat right now. W in chat if you like the goatee. L in chat if you say, bro, grow that beard back right away. W or L. I want to see what the chat says as we get ready for the odds. All right.
I mean, what, clean shaven's not part of the fucking equation? Is this wrong? Y'all want me to fucking grow a goatee out too?
I'm just making it all about myself over here, man. About the new look, you know. I gotta see what the chat says. Wow.
I'm seeing W's, bro.
Wow. Okay. I respect it. People liking it, man. Wow. 1L. Infected told me no. Damn, son. Finch gave the L in chat.
Oh, shit. Me? No, that wasn't me. That was you, dog. That's your show right there. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's funny, yo. All right. Let me read off the odds real quick. All right. Listen, Balgin is fucking plus 130. You're minus 150, Finch. So do what you want with this fight. Over is minus 170. Motherfucker. This is Road to UFC. It's 3 a.m. Okay. It's probably going to be nearly 6 a.m. And I'm going to be watching Balgin Jeliusi versus Su Young Yu. I hope it's a good fight. That's my number one hope. As far as, am I going to fucking want to bet down on these two? Absolutely not. Not my thing. I'm good. I'm chilling. I'm sitting on the sidelines. Maybe I'll feel something come over me and I'll bet the over, but I don't know, bro. I ain't betting on Road to UFC besides maybe one of them. I'm not going to
Really?
spoil it now, but maybe
Interesting.
one of them I'm going to fucking put in the mix.
What
One
a
of 'em.
journey. What a journey we've taken. When we first started the show, you were the one betting on everything, and I didn't bet often. And now I bet on every card, many bets. And here's AJ getting conservative on me.
The
All
road to
right, dog.
UFC, I'll do the Macau card. I'm going to do the UFC fights, but do I want to
I
put
bet on every UFC event, minimum 5 bets.
Let's go. So is Balgin, or excuse me, is you gonna be in? I know you're not on my guy Balgin, bro. You don't like the side. Are you betting on you?
Not necessarily, no.
Okay. Any of these road to UFC fights catching your eye for a bet?
Of course, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna have trouble narrowing it down to 5.
Well, I'm talking not the whole card. I'm talking about specifically these road to UFC championship fights.
What's the question?
Like these road to UFC championship fights that are taking place. There's 3. So there's 3 fights. You think you're gonna bet props within them for these?
I'm gonna bet on one of them.
Okay. I'm gonna bet on one of them too. I know the one you're betting on. He's selling it like he's betting a different one than me. I know the one you're putting in the parlay. I already know. I'm not saying it. I keep it sealed. Not saying nothing. But I know what Finch is thinking. He's selling it like he's betting on fucking Balgin you.
If I can't say their name, that's the first probably,
That's funny, yo. All right, we're gonna keep running up. Enough with road to UFC. It's time to get to the UFC Macau main card. If you're enjoying, make sure you smash the likes. If you guys are new, subscribe to the channel. We're starting this one off with a fun fight. We got Ozzy Diaz versus Mingyang Zhang. I absolutely love this fight. And listen, I also like Zhang's power style. I'll tell you that. I think that he's dangerous, man. And Ozzy Diaz got flattened real bad versus Joe Pyfer. And, Joe Pyfer's good. I'm not trying to sit here and flame Joe Pyfer. He's a quality middleweight. But Mingyang Zhang can crack too. And we're up in weight. And Ozzy Diaz, though he's got 2 wins in a row, neither one of those wins told me he's going to be able to deal with the striking ability of Zhang. Zhang's a dangerous up-and-comer, whereas Diaz, man, he's like 34. Granted, for the, light heavyweight division, he's still a young cat. I'm not saying he's old, but I don't know, man. Mingyang Zhang, more than double the fights, 26. Again, though, fighting in Asia tons of times, but he started to really find his flow. He knocked out Brenson Hibero, which now that's pretty impressive. Hibero's a scary dude to sit in there and slug with, and he flatlined him. So I think Mingyang Zhang is probably going to chin Ozzy Diaz too. Diaz is good at taking shots, then out-dogging opponents, right? But I don't know, man. I don't think he can take some clean ones from Zhang. I don't think he's going to be out-dogging him. I'm going with Zhang violence.
And we've seen his 2 losses are via knockout. One of those to Joe Pyfer. That's not too bad. But there's a speed difference here. There's an athleticism. There's an explosiveness. That Hibero knockout was wicked. I got Zhang knockout as well. That's a dangerous motherfucker.
Zhang's he's super exciting. I don't know, bro. He's got a lot of promise, I feel like, too, in the damn light heavyweight division. He's 26 years old. He's got power. He's experienced. He's got a super fun style. He loves to sit in the pocket. Minus 280 for Zhang. Diaz plus 240. I think this fight is ending inside of the distance. It's minus 600 for that. I think Zhang's getting a violent KO that's minus 130. I like the chances of Zhang getting it done. I think they're going to mix it up on the inside. I think it's going to be a dog fight for as long as it lasts. And I think Diaz is getting put away.
I mean, Ozzy, former, LFA middleweight champ, but I've seen him get dropped, like throwing unset up leg kicks and shit. You cannot afford that against Zhang. Mingyang Zhang, knockout.
Mingyang Zhang, violent knockout. Now this is something I'm potentially interested in parlaying up. This is something that is calling my name with confidence. I like Zhang. I like a 26-year-old knockout artist who's 1-0 in the UFC. Mingyang is the motherfucker.
Damn. Yeah, I didn't know the odds until you just read it to me. So
not bad. I mean, like for knocking out Brenson Hibero and then Ozzy Diaz being like a relative unknown. I mean, it's not like he's got no notable fights. He was in LFA and he fought in Contender, but compared to Zhang, like minus 280 is not crazy. I think easily this could have been 4-1 with the hype on Zhang coming in. So
facts.
Let's go. We're going with Mingyang Zhang by violence. And gonna be a damn sick fight. Let's keep running up the card. Our next fight, we got Volkan Oezdemir versus Carlos Ulberg. What a freaking banger. Back-to-back light heavyweight savage fights. I love this card, and that is why I will be up at 3 a.m. live streaming for it, especially this 6 a.m. main card. I'll be having a fucking energy drink next to me. I'm going to need one. I need some caffeine. I'm going with Ulberg. I think Ulberg is too technical, too mobile, and too promising. I think Volkan Oezdemir is a great power puncher. He's great when you're in close range with him, sitting in and mixing it up. Ulberg in the big cage too. Mobility advantage substantially. Strikes well from range and picks his shots well. And honestly, every fight seemingly improving. Coming off a 12-second knockout of Alonzo Menefield. I really think that Volkan Oezdemir is a powerful boxer and a dangerous guy for a lot of these light heavyweights, but he's definitely at a speed disadvantage, and I think he could get caught with a counter shot KO by Ulberg. I'm going Ulberg via violence, and I think the hype continues to rise, and I feel like Ulberg's kind of on track to potentially get in the title conversation here in 2025 if he gets a win, like in the first quarter, first half. He gets another win. He beats one of these top guys, and you win this one. Who knows who he's going to be matched up with next? He's in the conversation. And Volkan Oezdemir is no easy out, though. He's a gangster, but I think Ulberg's the one.
100%. I'm shocked at the placement on the card. Like, this didn't make co-main. Like, what
Maybe
the fuck?
they'll change it. Yeah, let me check UFC.com, but this has been the placement. Maybe they change
like a main event, dude.
This feels like it.
It's
Yeah, this is a fight night main event.
100% is a sick fight. I mean, he beats Paul. By the way, Volkan Oezdemir beats Paul Craig. The Nikita Krylov lost in 2022, but beats Bogdan Guskov, which was a big fucking finish win, rear naked strangle in the first round. And then he knocks Johnny Walker the fuck out in the first round. So Volkan Oezdemir is kind of on one right now. And then you got this great win streak: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fight win streak with the last couple: Ihor Potieria, Dawoon Jung, and Alonzo Menefield. Finish. And before that finish. I mean, bro, how is this not the main event? This is crazy to me. But I'm a fucking big believer in Carlos Ulberg. I think the odds are not nearly wide enough here. I know Volkan Oezdemir is game. I know Volkan Oezdemir is hanging on to being a gatekeeper in the division for sure. But I think Carlos Ulberg's getting through that gate. I think he shows a lot of the best qualities of an Israel Adesanya, a lot of the best qualities that City Kickboxing produces. He's just a very nice striker, calculated, decent IQ. I don't know if it's the John Jones 10,000 IQ or whatever we heard earlier, but it's a fucking striking IQ for sure. And just as long as he can defend takedowns, he's good to go. I like Carlos Ulberg here. I think he could put Oezdemir away too.
I agree. Do you think I look like Tom Aspinall with this goatee? Somebody said in the chat.
Holy shit. Tom Aspinall. No, you look like Danny McBride. That's who you look like. You look like Danny.
Dude, I don't know, man. Come on. Need some respect,
Hold up,
bro.
All right. A little bit. Can I get the Danny McBride pull up?
We'll pull that up.
All right, cool. Can I get the Danny McBride? Everybody knows who Danny McBride is, right? From fucking.
Right, let's get it. Let me get it.
This is the end. Is that the movie?
That's funny as fuck.
It was a decent comedy. Yeah, I'm the only one who could see AJ typing right here. Yeah, here we go. There we go. Oh, is that a good one? Come on, folks. There he is. AJ DeVito in the flesh, motherfuckers.
Thank you.
Come on, folks. All right. So in the chat, now tell us, is it Aspinall or McBride? Let them know.
Let them know. I want to know. I'm curious. It's between the two, man. We've got it down to 2 lookalikes, and let's see. It's up to the people.
324 man. People watching. I better see 10 people tell me Aspinall or McBride. Help us out.
Yeah. Let's go. I'm going to read the odds off real quick as people begin the doppelganger
we're
vibe.
50-50.
I
got an Aspinall, McBride, Aspinall, McBride, Aspinall, McBride in a good way. Oh, they're being kind. I was not being kind at all. I'm fucking ripping AJ up today. I don't give a fuck.
You're ripping me up today, man. Listen, it's all good. It's all good. I think it's worthwhile to get roasted sometimes.
I got called Urseg again in the chat. Fuck. I was
a lot of flack with the Urseg thing. I can't be upset when I'm eating the fucking.
I was on offense, guys. What the fuck?
Ron Jeremy, more like it. I see that one. I see that one. Odds for the fight. Ulberg minus 235. Wow. Bro, do I just chalky lock Ulberg this week and tell everybody to leave me the fuck alone after last week's fucking dog lock doesn't come through? That might be it.
I like Carlos here, man. I think Vulcan's kind of on one right now, but you know, I think Ulberg is Ulberg's on his way to a title shot. I do.
I agree. Ulberg minus 235. You think he's KOing Oezdemir, or you think Oezdemir is still going to be able to sit in and we go 3 hard potentially? Scary.
Oezdemir, the way he gets into trouble, man, you can rock him. I mean, how many times have we seen Oezdemir kind of whoa, right? I got Ulberg finishing him, man. But there is a pathway for Ulberg to fight, technically kick his legs, you know. Yeah, there's a way for sure. But I think Ulberg finishes him.
Ulberg's plus 140 right now. All right, listen, we're going the Ulberg side here. This is all Ulberg all day. We're a part of Ulberg's army up in here, representing with the guy. I think he pulls through, man. I think he wins this fight. I think Ulberg's that motherfucker. If Oezdemir sleeps him, that'd be crazy because Ulberg is such a promising talent. I think like this, you know, Bogdan Gushkov caught Oezdemir with some straight shots, and Gushkov's a good striker, but he has like no high-level grappling skill. And I know Ulberg isn't known for grappling, but I'm sure he's got good takedown defense. City kickboxing guy. Like I assume that Oezdemir won't be able to out-wrestle him. So if we're just in striking, I'm going with technical skills. Finchman thinking the same. We're going Carlos Ulberg, and I think he's live to put him out. Finch, they said you look like Eric Foreman from the 70s show.
First off, one person said that. They didn't say that. Okay,
Judy,
I got one person.
He may identify it as a they. Maybe identify me.
All right, I'll fuck that little dork up. Quit saying I look like these nerds, motherfuckers. Quit saying I look like fucking nerds. I like that 70s show. I don't have to look it up, okay? Because I like that 70s show. They're sitting in the circle, they're passing the joint around in the intro. I watched plenty of that 70s show. What is it?
Is that you telling me to take a rip
or whatever? I grew up on the border of Wisconsin. My wife's from Wisconsin. Come on, bro. I have seen that 70s show. I ain't gotta look shit up. Okay.
Do you want me to do a rip in honor of that 70s show?
Yeah, in honor of that 70s show. Go ahead.
Spark one up. I'm gonna do a rip for the people because Finch, man, he's you know, he's not liking that fucking comparison. He hates it. Did somebody tell you that back in the day, Finch? That string a nerve with you?
No, I feel like somebody on this show hit me with that once. I feel like it was this show. That's for sure not the first time I've heard it, but it was like a year or two ago when we were doing doppelgangers, you know?
That's funny.
Yeah, somebody hit me with that. All right, I'm sober now, so AJ can enjoy.
Well, listen, I'm going to do this for the people, for the Finch man, and for that 70s show. We're going to take a rip on the side. Listen, Tom Aspinall, this is dedicated to you, my man. Let's fucking go.
Shit. Danny McBride, this is for you. I saw that they tried to reboot that 70s show. They tried to do like that 90s show or something. And it
failed.
You can't go back, man. No. That 70s show, Ashton Kutcher. I mean, a few decent actors on that show. What, I can't get Ashton Kutcher? You got to make me the fucking
that's rough.
The nerd? What the fuck?
No. I know. No, you're right. That's unfortunate. It is what it is. Listen, you know what? Ulberg hits Finch. You get a nice knockout with Ulberg. You put him in the parlay. We'll forget about that 70s show doppelganger. It's all good. It's all good. Wow, look at this. Zooming in. Is this Danny McBride and fucking Eric? Holy shit. Oh, shit. Let's keep running. Our next fight on the card, we have, oh, shit, we got to do it. Cong Wang gang up in here versus Gabriela Fernandes. The hype is now real on Cong Wang, Finch. Cong Wang gang's getting some respect now with that win, and I like her style. I think Gabriela Fernandes is a talented power striker. She's got good Muay Thai. She throws hard, but she's way too wild to fight with a highly respected striker like Wang, who literally has a win in kickboxing over Shevchenko. I don't care if it's just in kickboxing. Shevchenko is goated as far as women's MMA striking goes. And the fact that Wang, regardless of what you think about the decision, I know Shevchenko says it was a robbery, but regardless of what you think, she sat in there and made it a competitive fight and then got the damn decision. Wang is a special striker. And Gabriela Fernandes has to look to wrestle here. She's going to get too wild, and she's probably going to get counter shot KO'd. Wang has a godly gift of power that is rare in women's fighting. She absolutely starched Leonardo. And I know Leonardo has been starched before. She's been beaten up before. Normally a tough girl, but she's taken her share of losses. The way that she went flat out with a beautiful straight in a minute. You have to put Cong Wang as one of the most exciting women to watch in MMA right now. And I definitely think if she goes out and performs this week, I think you can put her on, and I don't want to say the fast track, but you can definitely put her on the promising contender track. She's not super young. She's definitely now at the age where it's like, okay, she's close to making that move up. 32. Can we get her maybe in the top 10, 2026? That's really when I'd want to push for a big fight. If she runs through Fernandes, beats one more, and then you give her a top 15, and then let's see. Then let's see what we'll do from there. But right now, the potential for her to surge up the ranks is very high. And Fernandes, luckily for the Cong Wang gang, is not a substantial wrestling threat. And I will worry about Wang as she faces off against somebody who really can wrestle. Fernandes is not that. Her 2 losses in the UFC, she got out-wrestled. Her 1 win is a split decision with Carly Judice. Cong Wang's knocking her out, bro.
I think Cong Wang's knocking her out. I think she's going to be able to die. She's the pro kickboxer, and you could really see the difference in the striking. So this took me about 5 minutes of tape study, bro. I feel like Wang's going to be able to sleep her. And even if not, I mean, it could be a little parlay piece. So did I just give that away? I think Wang's bettable here, man. I like Wang a lot. Pause.
I think
don't clip that. Please don't Please don't clip that, y'all. Don't do me like that. Please don't do me like that. Fuck this show, bro.
You're funny, Fish. Oh shit. Oh my god. Especially he's out of here, he leaves.
Oh shit. Okay, I'm back. Fuck.
That's fucking great. You know why? You were shitting on me when I was saying Wang gang last fight when you was booked.
Fuck. I walked right into that, bro. That was not on purpose.
That was funny as fuck, Finch. Oh my god. Goated line from the Finch. I wanted her t-shirt.
Don't make a t-shirt, bro. Please don't do me like that. Holy shit.
Oh fuck. All right.
Oh, that was fucking funny.
Oh shit, Fitch. You caught me off guard. That was great.
Oh, we got AJ crying in this bitch.
Humor, bro. You fucking got me, bro. So funny. Holy shit.
Yo, I saw a couple comments here. Finch looks like Michael Yagubian from Meet the Robinsons. You know what I was doing when AJ was talking? I was looking that up. That's actually a pretty good one, bro. That was pretty good. So, and
all right, we're good.
I'm glad I can entertain you fuckers. All right,
you got me dying laughing, bro.
You can't. Shit. I didn't mean to say that. I mean to say I'm going with. That's still wrong. I'm picking. Nope. We're gonna go.
Wang should win the fist fight. Wang should win the fist fight.
Yeah.
All right.
Wang to win this fist fight. Yes. Thank you.
Wang should win the fist fight. I think so. Minus 800 though. Holy shit. She's a long line, my friend. The Wang is fucking wide in this one, bro.
Sorry. We're never gonna be able to get through this.
No. Holy shit.
I mean,
knockout maybe.
Wang hits hard. Wang's a great striker, and pro kickboxing experience is legit. And I think this is on the feet.
Let's go. Striking fight. Cong Wang comes through. Wang gang for the W in this one. We're repping with her side. Finch, man, big fan of Wang in this. Let's keep running.
I'm glad you appreciated that, bro.
That was great. Let's keep running up. Let's get to our next fight on the card. We got Kenan Song versus Muslim Salikov. I'm going with Kenan Song. Am I being overly sold on the fact that he's substantially younger? Maybe. But I also think that Salikov is pretty wide with his boxing. Like when he throws strikes, he does like hooks, right? Granted, his kicking skills are immaculate, but in his 40s, I'm like, holy shit, he looks the same age as Mike Tyson in this picture. I can't pick him against Song, who had some striking moments with Kevin Jousset, who's got pretty quick straight shots, who's a good striker. He's talented. He's not an awful fighter. He dropped the Ingari. I mean, there's things to like about Song. So I'm going to go with Song to win this fight. I think he can pull through. Hard to say he knocks Salikov out. I know Randy Brown did it, but I hold Randy Brown in higher regard. So I'm going to say that Song probably takes a decision, and Salikov has moments, but the younger fighter finishes stronger. Wang can really pound good. That's funny as fuck. Holy shit. That's great.
These motherfuckers. Yo, you know, I don't know that I'm running to the bank. You know, I don't know that I'm running to the bank with this one, but I bet against Muslim Salikov against Randy Brown. You know, I've been on the fade Salikov side, so I've seen it coming. But Song did not look unstoppable in, was it Australia, that last one?
It was that was 2 ago with Jousset. Jousset got him on that decision, and Jousset's a crafty up and comer.
Yeah. Fair enough. So, you know, losing to Juicy Smoulier, and then you know, like below gatekeeper level at this point though. So I don't know. I like Song too. You got to go with Song. But I mean, Muslim Salikov's what, 41?
I think so, yeah. 40.
He does look
40. He's 40. He's 40. He's 40.
My man looking rugged.
He does, man. That's the years of fucking getting hit in the face, dog.
My man, he needs the lotion. You know? They don't know.
I don't know, bro. Botox, maybe.
I've had enough black friends to know the lotion is the key, you know?
Interesting.
You know, you got it, the lotion, buddy. That's why it's awesome. That's why your dick looks perfect, but the rest of you's falling apart. It's the lotion. You got to put lotion on. So Salikov, send that guy some fucking and what's the beauty shop? Alta. Send him an Alta subscription.
I'm going to Ulta next week, bro. I gotta
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what his face looked like. It matters what his performances look like. And you could see him slowing down. He's got a cool style. He's got some, you know, some wild shots he could hit people with, but you really see him slowing down. Song's a good striker. Song should get this decision.
All right. Song to win it via decision from the Finch, man. I'll agree with the Finch. Plus 160 for Song. He's a big dog. Interesting to see plus 160 here. Surprising to see plus 160 for me in this fight here. I know I saw it yesterday, but just like, you know, reiterating it, I'm surprised that the odds are not a little closer. I know Salikov has got a lot of fights in the UFC, but I don't know, split decision with an aging Ponzinibbio. It's not great. Randy Brown chinning him. I mean, year and a half went distance with Dalby and lost. That's not a bad loss, but I'll say Song wins, man. It's like I got to go with the younger guy. Is 2 weeks in a row the 40-plus Savage going to pull through? Maybe, but I'm going to go with the underdog, Song, to win. I think Song can defend takedowns. It's not like Salikov's a great wrestler. The OV, you remember for a while, it was just blind OV picks for me, Finch. Salikov is not a Dagestan wrestler, right? He's not a Russian wrestling style. He is a kickboxer. And with strikers, you have to consider, as you pass 40 years old, it's just, you know, father time is a real thing. The reflexes drop, even if it's only slightly. And I think that could allow for Song to land some good strikes on the feet here. So I'm going to go Song.
Yeah, I think so. I think there's a speed difference here. Song's a technical enough striker, a good enough striker. So I think he could win this thing, whether it's a decision or not. I mean, yeah, Song's a fair pick here.
Let's go. Let's keep running up the card. Next fight is our UFC Macau co-main event.
Good one.
You got Yan Xiaonan versus Tabitha Ricci. I am picking Tabitha Ricci to win a competitive decision. And I know that might be an unexpected pick from me. I think I surprised myself when I decided to go with that because, you know, a lot of the time I've picked against Ricci, man. It's just I pick against her in certain matchups. With Hill last time, and fuck now I'm like, well, what a moron I am looking back. I'm picking her against Xiaonan. This doesn't make sense. My worry with Xiaonan is though she gave a good performance to Weili Zhang, early parts of that fight where she was getting wrecked in grappling are overlooked. This is a 3-round fight. This isn't 5 rounds. And maybe in a 5-round fight, If Ricci has success early in grappling, Xiaonan would do well finishing strong. But like, let's not act like she, was super close with Wei Li. She lost a unanimous decision. It wasn't like a, robbery. There's moments where she's almost finished in that fight on the ground. She got her back taken in round one, fully locked in a rear naked choke, I might add. And Tabitha Ricci's a high-level grappler. She's younger, a little more explosive, a little quicker. Everybody's been on the Ricci train, but now it feels like a lot of people are jumping off to go Xiaonan. Yes, Xiaonan's a talented striker, and I know she knocked out Jessica Andrade, but how much weight am I holding on that Jessica Andrade knockout at the time it happened? Andrade seemed to be gone mentally in a couple fights with Blanchfield and Xiaonan. Just sprints at her and gets chinned. She's good, but I don't think she's unbeatable here. And I think you could see Ricci finding some success in grappling, being okay in the stand-up. And I'm going to pick Tabitha Ricci on a decision in an upset.
AJ, you know I like Tabitha Ricci, and not just that way. Not just, although, right? Not bad, right? But I think she could fucking get this thing done. And she's dog money. Is it because of the location? I mean, if we really look at Yan Xiaonan's history, she's kind of win-loss over the last couple of years, albeit against pretty good competition. The dub over Jessica Andrade looks nice. But I think Baby Shark can get this thing done with her pressure, with her, I picked her in her last fight against Angela Hill, when a lot of people liked Angela Hill. Tisha Pennington gets the decision. She's a bit of a decision machine, but that's okay. It's the co-main event. It's just 3 rounds. I think Tabitha Ricci pressures her, gets this thing done. Yan Xiaonan might be better at striking at distance. Or maybe we just say is better at striking at distance. But everything else, I think you got to lean Tabitha Ricci. Tabitha Ricci decision, dog.
Tabitha Ricci decision so live. Xiaonan in the mix of it 2 years ago, majority decision with Mackenzie Dern. I think that you got to assume Ricci's also getting better every fight. She's young at 29, 2 losses. Lupi Godinez got her on that close split decision a few fights ago. And then before that, the losses to Manon Fiorot, who is – potentially the uncrowned flyweight champ right now. Definitely the number 1 contender. Yan Xiaonan's crafty and she's skilled, but I don't know, man. I'm not going to go out and be confident that, Xiaonan could catch her and knock her out. I don't think so. I think Ricci's too mobile, too explosive. Like, even if Xiaonan has striking moments, I don't see her dusting her. I'm thinking we're going distance, and I'm going with Ricci. She takes a couple, bro. I agree with you, man. I think she'll win a couple rounds. Even if she loses one, she gets the other 2, potentially landing a takedown, getting on top. Xiaonan, I could see Xiaonan stuck on bottom from full guard and not much happening, but I could see Ricci landing some shots and gaining control time.
Tabitha Ricci sitting at plus 165 right now. You just heard AJ and I both pick the dog in this fight. Just saying. Just saying.
Yeah, I think she's a live underdog, man. Her pressure style is interesting. The youth being in her favor. Xiaonan, 35. And I know a lot of people are like, she's from that region. I get the mentality on picking Yan Xiaonan. She's got the little bit of the length advantage. She's taller. I get it. She's scary as fuck. But she's lost to grapplers. Carla Esparza, Wei Li, close with Mackenzie Dern. Tabitha Ricci might have the style for just the pressure-based clinch work. It doesn't even have to be takedowns.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I mean, it could just be on the fence, She was working Angela Hill on the fence pretty well. By the way, Angela Hill, a good striker who's got a lot better at grappling, And we haven't seen Yan back since getting fucking wrecked by the champ, by Wei Li. So, yeah. And at dog money, even more attractive.
Let's go. We're going Ricci. We're calling the dog. The over very live at minus 425. Ricci to win at plus 165. Could be close. We're in China, so you never know how the damn decisions are going to look. But, people forget about Yan getting wrecked by Carla Esparza or her getting nearly finished in round 1 with Wei Li. Like, I guess I'll ask you guys in chat. I want to hear an answer, and Finch answer this too. If Wei Li would have gotten that finish in round 1 by submission, is she now a favorite against Tabitha Ricci? Or it's like, no, we're grappling so sus. Like, this one little millisecond this way or that way, and next, odds could be totally different. So I think Ricci is live to win this thing.
I mean, look at the losses. Carla Esparza, a grappler. You know, she had trouble with the grappling with Wei Li. Loses a split decision to Marina Rodriguez. I mean, she's 2-3 in her last 5. That's real. It's up at the top of the division. I ain't trying to hate. But, you know, look at the last 5 of Tabitha Ricci: Angela Hill, Tisha Pennington, Lupi Godinez, Jillian Robertson, Jessica Penny. It's not that bad. Yeah, I think the odds, the bookies are tripping. I think the bookies are tripping.
Let's go. We're going with Tabitha Ricci in the co-main event to beat Yan Xiaonan in China. We're going with
Doubling up.
prospect. Let's go. Fist bump it, bro. And let's jump to our main event of the evening. If you guys are watching and you haven't, smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe it up. We got Petr Yan versus Deiveson Figueiredo. And I am going to be picking Petr Yan to win because I like him a lot more in 5-round fights than Deiveson. This is a 3-round fight. It might be going Figgy. I think he can take 2 out of the first 3. It's just as the fight goes on, I think Jan's wrestling is a bigger threat. I think his striking power is more substantial. And I feel like he's less likely to slow down. Figueiredo loves a good technical paced fight. And Marlon Chito Vera last time, you'll say, oh, well, he landed knockdowns in round 3. He's got that gas tank. He didn't look too tired in round 3 there. Marlon Chito Vera fights at one of the most calculated paces in the damn bantamweight division. Petr Yan, he takes his time, but I do expect his volume to be a potential factor. Will force Figueiredo to fight, could wear him down a little bit. I think Figgy's going to look to wrestle. I think Jan's going to have good defense. I'm sure Figgy could end up snagging a takedown or 2, but I think Jan's get-up ability and his ability to scramble is very high. Not just about the takedown. You could land a takedown, but if you do nothing with it and Jan gets right back up to the feet, we're back to step 1. And I think Petr Yan on the feet is going to be cleaner. I think Petr Yan on the feet is going to be more ready to go long, more versatile with striking attacks. I know Figgy's got a good straight. He's got power down the line, but he's got no knockouts at bantamweight. To say his power is getting really hyped up because, oh, he dropped Vera in round 3. Vera immediately recovered. Didn't flatten him. I know it's impressive feat, but I'm just saying. I think that, yes, he hits hard. No, I don't think he's knocking Petr Yan out. I'm going Yan for the W, Finch.
Get Figgy with it. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Get Figgy with it. Na 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 na. You know that I like Deiveson Figueiredo. You know that I like the style. I got to see behind the evolution. I got, you know, Henry Cejudo let me come to the gym. I got to watch the sparring. You know all about it. So I root for Figgy. I do. I root for Captain Eric Alberison, who's come on this show before. Shout out to Captain Eric. I root for them. But AJ makes a point. And the point is Deiveson Figueiredo gets tired. So how am I supposed to take my hard-earned money and bet it on a guy who gets tired in a 5-round fight against a dude who likes to fight at a high pace, who has good defense, who, you know, is very difficult to finish, who likes to be in close dog fights, who wins late rounds? And, you know, I could see Figgy being the better fighter here. I can't. I like him at range, like that deep stance that he's got now, which, by the way, came from Patricio Pitbull. Shout out to the legend. They taught him that karate stance. You see Henry Cejudo use it too, that karate stance to go in and out. They trained at the Olympic Training Center and took that from karate Olympians. I got the whole story for y'all. All that's true. And they incorporated it in their style. They don't like Patricio Pitbull was telling me he doesn't even believe in jabs. Like he won't even watch him. He doesn't even throw a jab. He's throwing a hook. Like he's got a style where he's in and out with the feet and he's coming over the top on one side. And it's fucking cool to watch. Like they've made some blend that it works, man. It is beautiful to watch. Ask Michael Chandler. You know what I mean? Wham! Just gets cracked over the top by Patricio Pitbull. Deiveson Figueiredo absolutely adopted that style, and it is pretty good against Petr Yan, who fights very conservative, very hands up. So I could see early rounds not going for Petr Yan, especially with the improved wrestling of Deiveson Figueiredo. But the gas tank really, I mean, you talk about fast twitch versus slow twitch muscle fibers. Deiveson Figueiredo is a fast twitch muscle fiber guy. The god of war goes to war, and then he needs a minute. to recharge the battery. And that's just not how Petr Yan fights. I could see Petr Yan losing the first couple rounds and then winning the last 3. So with all that being said, the odds are a little wide for me. You know, the odds are a little wide for me, but I really do think Petr Yan wins this fight. And for the parlay of the night, I'll throw him in here just for fun. You guys know I got to drop my most confident parlays over on my Telegram after, but I'm going to throw him in there because of the cardio, and I'll put him in with the most confident female pick on the card. So Petr Yan winning this thing via decision by having a better gas tank and pouring it on late.
I like it, man. Me and you on the same side of history here. Petr Yan to win is 3-1. Odds a tad bit wide, but I think he pulls through against Figgy. I know the odds are not great, but the pick is what the pick is. Figgy's plus 250. And then looking at Petr Yan decision plus 125, I anticipate him probably taking, 48, 47, potentially even 49, 46. I think Petr Yan's got a good chance. Finch does too. I like that we're on the same side. It's seeming to be a fight that goes into the later stages. You could even potentially favor Petr Yan for a late finish. He knocked out Jose Aldo in the 5th round. He does put a good pace on late. So if you are thinking like, I want to go later rounds, let's see. The props for win in, round number 3 for Petr Yan is plus 1,000, but 4 is plus 1,400. And 5 is plus 1,400 and 4 is plus 1,000. Excuse me. I don't know. DGen calls for sure, but there's a possibility that he go for a late finish. I like late finish or I like decision for Petr Yan. That's the way I think it goes down.
Agreed. We see the fight the same, dude.
Yeah, I think that's the way it's going to happen, bro. I think we're onto something. I like the picks for both of us this week, man. I was very excited to see, specifically of all the fights, the Tabitha Ricci one. That was one where I was really wondering. I'm like, is Finch seeing what I'm seeing, where she's got a good chance here in the stylistic matchup? So
I've picked her in, pretty much all of them. So she's got cardio. She moves forward. Like, she does the right things to win these decisions. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I could definitely see it too. A couple of the dogs. We're both on, Song is a dog against fucking old man Salikov. I think the odds are a little fucked up on this card. Another reason why I bet on a few of these. AJ said he's only betting one. Bro, I've already bet.
No. You misunderstood.
I
meant I'm only betting on one road to UFC final fight. I didn't mean I was only betting on one Macau fight. My bad if you misunderstood. I thought in the moment you might have misunderstood what I meant.
I definitely misunderstood.
That's funny. Yeah. No, but on the road to UFC, I think that's why I said I think we like the same one. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Let's go. Okay. You're talking about the 3 title fights.
Yeah, the three road title fights. Yeah.
I misunderstood.
Listen,
ready to drop a motherfucking parlay?
I'm ready. Let's do it. 3, 2, 1.
All the competition that try to compete, stand back, watch the bomb drop.
Parlay time. Open up your wallets and let's bet on some fist fights.
Yeah. Parlay time. We're out in China. Let's get this Macau bet card right. Yeah. And I'm kicking it off with Wang Gang, motherfuckers. I had y'all we were laughing our asses off because I said I like Wang, but I didn't mean it like that. What I was trying to say was Wang is an excellent kickboxer. I think she gets this fight done. I do believe the odds reflect the reality there. And then I'm putting it together with Petr Yan just because I got a bunch of parlays that I like on this card, and I gotta save them for my people. So I'll be doing most confident picks right after this. I'll give you my 5 most confident picks right now. A parlay that I believe will hit: Petr Yan and Wang.
John Jones is ducking me. Listen, I'm going with for me, I'm gonna go Kong Wang Gang. Yep. Carlos Ulberg. I'm gonna mix it up, bro. I'm gonna go Wang and Ulberg. I think that happens, man. I like both. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice one. That's a nice one, man. And we both locking that one too. I don't know, man. This card seems very bettable to me. So
there's some good safe plays, dude.
My fight night record is
high
up there. I don't know of anybody else in the fight game who's got a fight night record like mine. So time to fucking run up the score. Let's go.
Let's go, baby. Listen, Finch, we're gonna bring fire this week. I will be live. So if you guys are If you guys are savage enough to wake up, if you're in the States, then join me. Because at 3 a.m., I will wake up. I will be here streaming. All you got to do is turn your TV on and put me on the phone. All you got to do is drink a little Celsius or something. And bro, you're going to be good to go. I'm ready to bring some fire with play-by-play this week. And then we got a week off for Thanksgiving. But then we're right back to the fire before the Christmas. And then, Finch, we're going to have to make some entertaining money lines because there's not going to be fights for a couple weeks, man. We're going to have to do some crazy shit. We're going to have to fucking.
What are we going to do with our lives?
This is the AJ and Finch experience, bro. We're like the JRE show.
We're going to have to get some interviews and shit, man. What the fuck are we going to do? Monzy Man, what up, fellas? What up, Monzy? Great job making us money. Let's go, brother. Let us know what you ended up betting on. For me, big time. I was just throwing money at Jake Paul. I had like at least 3 separate bets that had Jake Paul in it because that was a lock of the fucking season, dog.
Lock of the fucking year.
He said John Jones is the GOAT. I see it, but I'm a GSP fan, man. I feel like
I know you are, Finch. I know you're
feel like GSP fought the actual champ and beat him at 185. Let's see John Jones beat the actual champ, and then he can be GOAT. If John Jones beats Aspinall, I'll give him GOAT. Until then, I'm keeping it at GSP, and I know some of y'all hate that. I don't give a fuck.
I respect.
I ain't even Canadian.
I respect. Let's see, man. We'll find out. Listen. It's been a beautiful show, Finch. I know you got your show to do. I appreciate, and Finch appreciates all you savages tuning in. We love each and every one of you guys. We're going to do some fun content for that UFC drought. Trust me. I'll still be doing my usual live stream flow with videos, but me and Finch, we got to come up with some magic to make the money line exciting during that break, bro. And
we'll figure it out.
Hype. Keep the hype. We'll keep it hype. Thank you guys for watching. Smash the likes on your way out. If you're new, subscribe. We hope you guys enjoyed today's show. The Finch Man will be doing his live stream momentarily. Can you give me an estimate of time, Finch?
Well, I just got to make the fuss. Should I just do some bullshit? If I have AJ make it, he makes it like this. Me, I'm fucking making this blurry thumbnail for 10 minutes. I don't know. Give me 15 minutes and we're live.
15 minutes and the Finch Man is live. His link is pinned up in the chat. Go to the Finch Man's channel. Go hit sub. Go tune into his show. Listen to the Finch. Go troll him a bit. Go have fun with Finch. Thanks, guys. We appreciate you. Love you guys, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace out.